Day 13 of 60, and today we're hunting the most overlooked persistence layer in Linux, Cron. Here's the scenario: you cleaned the malware, rebooted the box, and 10 minutes later it's reinfected. Why? Because Cron isn't one file. It's 7 different locations, and attackers know defenders only ever check one of them. Today you'll enumerate every scheduling layer on a host, build an integrity baseline that pages you when a job changes, and lock Cron down so nobody can touch it silently. Let's open a terminal. Watch this. On my VM I drop a payload into /var cron root, that's the raw user crontab file. Now I run cat/etc/crontab. Clean. Nothing there. I run crontab l as my normal user. Empty. Most engineers stop here and call the box clean. But the attacker's reverse shell is sitting in the spool directory, firing every minute. The lesson, /etc/crontab is one room in a house with 7 doors. If your audit only opens one door, you're missing persistence on purpose. So let's map all 7. First, user crontabs live in /var cron, /var crontabs on Debian. Second, the system crontab at /etc/crontab. Third, the drop-in directory /etc/cron.d, where a single file can schedule anything. Fourth through sixth, cron.hourly, cron.daily, and cron.weekly, directories full of scripts run by runparts. Seventh, anacron via /etc/anacrontab for machines that aren't always on. And beyond cron entirely, systemd timers and the @q. That's the real attack surface. Now we automate it. We're building audit_cron.sh. Start by looping every user, for you in $, cut f1/etc/password, do crontab, l, u, $u, 2/dev/null, done. That dumps per user jobs even when the file is hidden in spool. Next, iterate the directories, for f in /etc/cron.d/*etc/cron.daily/*, do stat, c %n%u%a%y, $f, done. We're capturing path, owner, permission bits, and modification time on every entry. Then we flag danger, find /etc/cron.d, perm-002 surfaces any world writable job file, because a world writable cron entry is a privilege escalation gift. Don't forget the modern layers. Systemd timers, system-to-list timers, all shows every scheduled unit, and system-to-list unit files, type equals timer reveals which are enabled to survive reboot. The @q, lists one-shot jobs, and @cjobid prints the actual command. Attackers love because almost nobody checks it. Pipe all of this through your script into a single color-coded report, and in 5 minutes you've gone from, I checked crontab to, I audited every scheduling primitive on this host. A one-time audit catches today's attacker. To catch tomorrow's, you need a baseline. We build cron_snapshot.sh, it walks every location we just covered and emits canonical JSON for each job, the SHA-256 of its content, the path, the owner UID, and the time. Save that as your known good baseline. Then cron_watch.sh runs hourly, scheduled by its own cron entry, regenerates the snapshot, and runs diff against the baseline. If the diff is non-empty and you're outside a declared change window, it posts to a webhook and pages you. Now any new job, anywhere, fires an alert within the hour. Scheduling state becomes part of system integrity, not a convenience you forgot about. Finally, hardening, 3 controls. 1. Lock permissions. chmod 600/var/spool/cron/* so user crontabs aren't readable or writable by others, and verify with stat, c %. 2. Allow list who can even use cron. Create /etc/cron.allow with only the users you trust. Its presence means everyone else is denied by default, which beats maintaining cron.deny. 3. Tripwire the rights. Add an audit rule, auditl, w/var/spool/cron, pwa, k-cron_tamper. Now every write to the spool directory lands in the audit log with the key cron_tamper, and ozarch, k-cron_tamper shows you exactly who touched cron and when. Day 13 done. The takeaway: cron is an attack surface with 7 doors. Enumerate all of them, baseline the state, and treat any unscheduled change as an incident. Subscribe for day 14.